Hi, Alfred Baurley with Arid Bilge Systems. Today, I'm in the Regulator booth talking with Keith, Joan, and David. We're talking about how the Arid Bilge system gets rid of that last little water from your bow, your mid, and stern. You know that little bit of water that always accumulates at the bottom of your bilge? That's really hazardous, and that's causing a whole host of problems from the rust, the corrosion, the mold, the humidity. In the Arid Bilge system, we keep that boating experience nice, dry, and fresh and clean, all automatically, just like the boat came new from the factory. Keith, show me your boats. These are really cool looking boats. They're super fast, they're super comfortable, and I mean, this is such an awesome brand.
Well, thank you very much, Alfred. We're here at the Miami show and we have all of our boats lined up. We make 9 different models. 3 in what we call our crossovers, the XO. We make the 30 crossover, which you can see right here behind me. We make a 26 and a 24. The 30 has twin motors and the 26 and 24 has single motors, but these boats are designed with a shallower V. You know, Regulator is at the pinnacle of the center console category there. We build the best center console sport fishing boats with people, process, and resources down to God is the mission. Our boats are made for the discerning customer on there, the ones who have very high expectations to keep everything at a very high level. That's where the partnership with Regulator and Arid Bilge Systems comes into place. Our bilges can stay nice and clean, smell nice, be fresh, not get the mold and mildew on there. So even if you keep your boat sitting in the marina for a few days or up in the dry stack where you can't get to it, and you finally get there, you open the cabin, you want everything to be fresh. And that's what our customers expect, and that's one of the great partnership between us and the Arid Bilge System, getting those things to work together. These are great boats to do whatever you want to on, but one of the things that I would point out on this is the small things that makes a Regulator a little bit different than everybody else. Like if you walk by this beautiful seafoam color, which by the way matches your logos and stuff on there, if you notice every screw on here, Alfred, is completely lined up. So they're all lined up. What's a great partnership we have with Arid Bilge Systems in there to keep those cabins nice and clean and fresh, so you don't get that moldy, mildewy smell when a boat may sit in storage for a while, it sits in the marina for a few days, and you don't make it down to the boat. Arid Bilge System, in our experience at Regulator, is something that especially the high-end clients want when the expectations are very high on the boat to keep everything pristine and nice and an enjoyable place to be.
So Keith, what benefits have you seen with the Arid Bilge system?
The real benefits for the Arid Bilge System is the fact that it keeps all the water out of the bilge, which in turn protects against mold and mildew and those kind of things. But from a realistic standpoint as a boater, when you open up that cabin and it smells nice and fresh and you don't have that yucky smell from water sitting in there over a while, that to me is the big benefit.
So I got 2 separate bilges because I got a watertight bulkhead midship. So I use your dual system, so I got a pickup in the front, in the back. I'm telling you, this thing's great. I mean, we wanted a dry bilge under the console just to keep odors and stuff out of the console. System's great, comes on, you hear it come on when the boat powers up, and so you know it's running. Every once in a while here at Sample, we do test the boats, obviously up in North Carolina, and we test the Arid Bilge system, and we'll dump some water in the bilge and see how it does, and clears it out great. And so having the Arid dries out those systems, dries out that area. You don't get the mildew, you don't get the buildup, you don't get the odors. So we're really liking what you guys are doing. Super reliable, I've got no warranty issues on it. You just plug it in and go, the customer forgets about it. It's just a seamless integration. So we're on board, we're sitting here, standing on top of index fish boxes. This is the aft bilge, you open the lazarette hatch. So you look in here, there's a lot of systems that we want to keep dry and protected. In fact, if I step in here and I remove my buckets, I'm actually standing on top of a bilge liner. So the bilge water is beneath me. And so all this liner, everything in here should be dry and not exposed to moisture water. Behind this little bulkhead here that's molded in, there's a hatch. You can see it barely if I move this bucket. It's hard to see from the camera angle, we understand that. But behind that hatch is my 2 bilge pumps, and I also have the Arid Bilge pickup right there. So all that water that goes below that flat box, that flat liner, if you get a lot of water, it's obviously going to get pushed over with the bilge pumps, but the residual stuff's going to get sucked out by the Arid, out it goes.
So the Arid Bilge system, it protects all the sensitive componentry right here, because all this stuff, in a wet and humid environment, it can age it and stress it all prematurely.
Sure.
In the Arid Bilge system, it just keeps everything nice, dry, and fresh and clean.
Yeah, we are about the dry, fresh, and clean. All this stuff is IP68 rated, so it's all waterproof. Here I am inside the console of the 35 regulator, and I mount the Arid. I'm right in this compartment, lots of storage, but I put the Arid system right here simply because I wanted to have a nice gravity drain to my sump. So the air needs to pump overboard, but it will drain right into the sump pump here and then discharge out. You can maybe barely make out the hose in the pickup right there underneath the bilge pump. And so again, this area is completely dry. In most normal situations, any instance you get bilge water in here, if it's higher than, or if it's not higher than the bilge pump pickup, the Arid takes care, pushes it out.
Regulator is a company that my husband and I started in 1988. And the name of Regulator comes from a group of people that were actually in North Carolina prior to the American Revolution. I have a degree in history from the University of North Carolina. Okay. My husband has a degree in agriculture from the University of Georgia, so we say we're the most unlikely of all boat builders. The name of Regulator comes from those people who were rising up in rebellion. And when we started this company back in 1988, we were rising up in rebellion because people were getting product that we thought was really subpar for the amount of money that they were being charged for it. That Regulator is a name that implies it's the standard by which others are judged. That is a very arrogant term, and we would never ever use that. What we wanted was a benchmark. We wanted something, a brand and a company that would reflect our values, that God gives us all great talents to use, and so we want to use those for His glory. He also expects us to give our very best, and so we wanted our customers to get the very best. There were a lot of innovative things on the Regulator 26 at that time, and now today the 35 is here at the show and it has your system in it. And this is truly the most innovative boat that we have ever built. That innovation is all a part of our history as well. So it's exciting that we get to use your product, and it's exciting that we can offer ease of use to our customers. Our customers want to enjoy their boats. They don't want to spend time cleaning. They don't want to spend time fussing. They have so little time that when they're on the water, they want to be enjoying those boats. Everything is built on a system, a process. So making sure that we get the processes in place to make sure three things for our customers. And that is reliability, repeatability, and serviceability. And so we can do all of those things. We've made their life better. And
Right.
So that's been the focus on what we do. There are a couple of things that really set us apart. One is our mission.
Okay.
We build the best center console sport fishing boats with people, process, and resources to honor God. This is His business. We're a steward of this business. And we take that role very seriously. So that's one thing, is the very mission that we have. And so what that translates to is our customer gets the best because we're serving a much bigger boss than me when we're building things. So we build to a high quality. And so there's quality, and then as we've talked about, there's also innovation. So we can build a great old boat, or we can build a great solid hull, solid brand with innovation on it. And so that's what sets us apart, is that we have the longevity of this brand. We have the great boss that we work for, and we build some very innovative and incredibly fun things.